saw a higher frequency and severity in weather events, which I think are the new normal in Canada. I think everybody actually lived it, but when you live it, it's ever present in your mind. And every time you see something coming, you're thinking it's going to be the next one again. We know that there was significant weather damages across Canada. I think 2.1 billion in insured damages in 2021 alone. 2022 we'll have the hurricanes on the East Coast and the storm surge out there, which will be even larger yet. And if we look at what's happening in North America wide, the trend is likely to continue to have these larger and larger insurable and uninsurable events across Canada. Municipalities and those who've experienced these emergency events will need additional capacity to support ongoing rebuilding, build back better, and to help retain staff. Some of these disasters, the recovery of them, are taking decades. So these aren't short-term projects, they're long-term, they're hard projects. We know disaster recovery is a slow process. Many of the affected communities are still in the process of building. And funding is a challenge. It really does drive the rebuild of these communities. Local government is supposed to sort of push forward the planning. They have to rely on their tax base to support a lot of the rebuilding effort. And when you force people to relocate or leave communities during recovery, you lose those residents, you lose the tax base. It's really hard to build that back. I think for a long time, we've focused on emergency management and the response side of this. I think what's really lacking is the recovery planning and knowing how you're going to recover from these emergencies when they happen. So really understanding and identifying where the hazards exist, how they impact the people and the infrastructure is a big part of it. Municipalities will definitely need to look to partnerships for this advanced planning and just capacity. We've seen good decisions made by some of the municipalities affected here in BC where they've actively opened their Recovery Operations Center as part of their EOC activation. So not waiting until the emergency is done, but starting to bring in those professionals and build the teams and starting your recovery on day one. That really does advance. It gets the funding triggered. It allows you to get the professionals on board. We do see opportunities with increase in the municipal planning, and there's going to be funding opportunities for climate readiness, resilient infrastructure, and this disaster recovery planning, which has been lagging. And so I think from the federal and provincial levels, we'll start to see greater collaboration and planning and funding in this space.